And we are live. Welcome, everyone. My name is Laura Cantu, and welcome back for yet another Q&A session. We do our Q&A sessions every month. We do them at the end of the month. So the last Monday of the month, we do our live Q&A session. Today, we are going live on TikTok. So if you see me looking down, look, say hi to our TikTok friends. They're right here because, why not? Why not bring our TikTok friends to this Q&A session and answer questions from both, YouTube, our YouTube viewers and our TikTok viewers and our Facebook viewers. So definitely stay tuned if you're watching from TikTok and if you want to watch this on our YouTube page, because we are doing it on YouTube. You can visit the link, you can visit our profile on TikTok, and you know how TikTok has an option for you to find the creators Instagram and the creators YouTube. You can definitely go ahead and subscribe to your YouTube channel. We go live on YouTube every Monday at 3 p.m. and on Tuesday we go live on TikTok and on Instagram at 3 p.m. So definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to join those live streams, if you want to see all of our content. We just started this page because we started doing our videos in Spanish. We have two channels. We have Best College Aid, just Best College Aid, which is our Spanish channel, our Spanish content, and we also have Best College Aid USA, which is where you should be watching us from right now. Let me put the handles on the screen. If you're watching on TikTok, you go subscribe to our channel so you can see what I'm putting on the screen. But basically, this is our Spanish channel handles. If you want to follow us on our English, all of our English platforms, we use Best College Aid USA for Instagram and for TikTok. That's our handle, Best College Aid USA. And if you want to subscribe to our YouTube, whether you're watching us from Facebook right now, or if you want to join our Facebook page, it's facebook.com/Best College Aid USA. Same thing for YouTube, youtube.com/Best College Aid USA. And remember, we go live every Monday on YouTube and on Facebook at 1 p.m. in Spanish, 3 p.m. in English, and then Tuesdays we do our English and Spanish Instagram and TikTok lives, 1 p.m. Spanish and 3 p.m. in English. So definitely join us for that. I see that we have some people in the chat. We have Ahmad saying hello from Central Asia. Whoa, that's really cool. Thank you so much for joining us. We have an international student watching us on YouTube. And as you are joining, also, if you're watching us on TikTok, let us know where you're joining from, whether you are, what state you're in. If you're a student, let me know what grade you're in, so I kind of have a sense of the audience that we have here right now. And if you are a parent of a student, let me know that too, so I also know, because in our Spanish live streams we get a lot of parents join and talk to us, and ask us questions. So let us know whether you're a parent or a student. Now I want to talk about a little as I said, today, this week, we are doing our live Q&A sessions in all of our platforms, all of the platforms that we go live on. So today is YouTube and Facebook, and we are doing a Q&A session, how to get accepted into college. Basically, these Q&A sessions are your opportunity to ask any college, planning related question, and, have your question answered by a college admissions counselor and by a mentor, and I'm talking about myself, that has helped, hundreds of families plan and afford college. These live streams are sponsored by Best College Aid, our course and our step-by-step program where we have helped thousands of students plan for and afford a college education. So we do these live streams every week, but we also do the live Q&A sessions once a month. So definitely take advantage of these free live streams. Join us, ask your questions. Sometimes we always talk about very important topics, about very, helpful information that can help you or your student get accepted into college, paying as little as possible. So definitely join us for that. If you would like to learn, if you watch this live stream and you realize, I want to learn a little bit more, we have a free webinar for anybody, and this goes also for the people who are watching us on TikTok. We do a free webinar called, How We Dominated College Admissions in 6 Steps. We share with you the 6 steps that my 3 siblings and myself, my 3 brothers and I did when we were in high school that helped us go to college with full tuition scholarships, with over $600,000 in scholarships for college, and how we managed to go to the colleges that we were meant to go to, colleges that we loved, and colleges that helped us be successful. So if you want to watch this free training, all you have to do is, if you're watching this on TikTok, go to the link in my bio. And if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, it's attached to this video's description. So you can definitely go watch that. You can definitely, register for this training because it's super helpful, and it's a little bit not more organized. Well, it is pretty organized, but it's more structured than these live streams. These live streams, we have a little bit more fun. Sometimes questions pop up and I can have kind of like the liberty to take a break. These live streams are super informational, super to the point. Our free webinar, and if you want to register, if you want to watch it, click the link below this video, or if you are watching us on TikTok, go to the link in our bio so that you can, watch this free training. And I want to do a little recap of the things that we have talked about in the month of March, because, this is the end of the week, the last week of the month. This is why we're doing the Q&A session. And I want to do a little recap in case you want to go back and watch these live streams. So on March 7th, the beginning of the month, we talked about the most important elements of a college application, how to improve a financial aid package, and how to win private scholarships. These are all things that we talked about throughout this month. So if you want to watch that, all of this information is inside our platform. And thank you so much, Ahmad, for letting me know about the audio. And by the way, David's in the chat. He is answering questions. He is here to help. If you guys have, let's say I don't get to answer a question, he's here basically to monitor the chat and help us all out. Alrighty. So I don't know why the mic stopped working. I turned it off, and it's been failing throughout the day for some reason. So, so sorry about that. Hopefully it doesn't, turn off again. It shouldn't. And by the way, if you see me looking down, I am live on TikTok right now, just because, so just because, we wanted to reach more people and be able to talk to more people and maybe have more people's questions answered. So, So as I said, also earlier today, we had our Spanish live stream. And, there were a lot of questions being asked there. We had a lot of parents joining and a lot of really good questions, as I said, were being asked. There was a lot of questions about extracurricular activities. And extracurricular activities always seem to be a big topic of conversation, a big kind of question that comes up a lot. A lot of parents ask us, what's the importance of extracurriculars? Why do colleges look at extracurricular activities? And what role do they play in a college application? So I decided to bring this up during this live stream, just, to kind of get a conversation going, I guess, and, talk about extracurriculars. So extracurricular activities are, if you watched our live stream from, I believe it was March 7th, there it is. our live stream from March 7th, we talked about the most important elements, the most important aspects of a college application. And one of them was extracurricular activities. And a lot of colleges, really care about extracurricular activities because, of course, colleges want students who have good grades. Colleges want students who, if the college requires the student to submit standardized test scores, students that have high test scores, they also want students who have a good essay. But extracurricular activities are a great way for students to not only, increase their chances of receiving a scholarship, whether it is they practice a sport, a performing art, a visual art. Extracurricular activities, can also show an aspect of a student's personality that, grades cannot show. A GPA, a grade point average cannot show, or a standardized test score cannot show. So, if a college admissions officer is looking at a student's application and they see that the student was, part of their school's engineering club, for an example, right? And they joined the engineering club since their freshman year. And, they took a lot of math courses. Maybe they took computer science. And then when the student applies, they mention that, or they apply to the School of Engineering or the School of Computer Science for that school. The college admissions officer is going to see, well, this student, not only did they, took the classes, the AP classes or the advanced classes, the honors classes on the topics related to engineering or computer science, but they also joined their computer science club at the school, or they joined the engineering club of this school. So, the college admissions officers are going to be able to put two and two together and are going to see, this student is someone who is serious about studying this. And not only did they get good grades or whatever, but they also went the extra mile to show that they really are interested in a specific topic. So this is a recent, and it was just maybe not the best example, but a way to show how extracurricular activities can show an aspect of a student's personality or can show the student's passion. And college admissions officers look for extracurriculars because they want to see, of course, they read the student's essay. They want to see what the student talks about. They want to see what activities they did. But when they're looking at these activities, they kind of want to see, duration. How long did the student, how long was the student part of a specific club? What positions did they have, if they had any leadership positions, And extracurriculars are really important. And not to mention, as I said earlier, they can help a student win a scholarship. So, for example, myself, I did theater since my sophomore year of high school. It was something that I fell in love with immediately. I just really liked it from the moment I started doing it. And I decided, I really want to go to college and continue to do this extracurricular activity. Maybe not major in theater, but I want to continue to practice this activity once I am in college. So what did I do? I looked for colleges that could offer this opportunity for me. So I applied to universities that had theater programs that offered institutional scholarships, theater scholarships for students who wanted to continue to do this in college. Having this passion of mine, which was theater, this extracurricular that I really liked, kind of motivated me, to look for these opportunities. And that's why it's important when students do extracurricular activities that they do something that they are passionate about, because it will motivate them like it motivated me when I was in high school. I have a lot of students that, practice and that they do what they love. So, parents tell me that on their own, they will look for scholarships. They will look for summer programs. They will, on their own ask them, oh, can you help me go, sign up for this rehearsal, for this music class, for this dance class, because it is something that they want. And, it will just make the process much easier. Another example of an extracurricular can be a sport. My brother David, he played sports in high school, and he also was able to go to a D1 school for swimming. So going to doing an extracurricular sport allowed David to win an $8,000 scholarship per year. So every year he got $8,000 to swim in college. And of course, there is a lot of planning, a lot of prep, a lot of practice, a whole process that goes into playing D1 college sports, or any college sports mostly. There's a recruitment process that has to happen. And, of course, David had to go through that process in order to get recruited and to get offered a scholarship. And this is all things, by the way, that we teach inside of Best College Aid, more in depth. And, we guide students through this process. We have video tutorials, on all these subjects, and, video lessons that help students, plan for college and be prepared. Speaking of lessons, if we have anybody here watching who is a member of Best College Aid, I want to update you on new content that is coming for our platform. So this is for our members only. We have 4 videos being uploaded this week. We will have 2 lessons from our middle school student prep course updated and uploaded. Lesson 8 is going to be updated. This lesson is private versus high school, public high schools, lesson 8. And then lesson 9 is also, we're going to be having a new lesson called How to Win Scholarships for Private High Schools. This is lesson 9, and this goes inside our middle school student prep. And also for our high school student prep section of our Best College Aid membership, our members will have 2 lessons that are going to be updated. Our lesson 3.13, how to create a perfect college list, is going to be updated, as well as our lesson 3.14, how to finalize your college list. So these are both tutorials on how to create a great college list, step-by-step tutorials, and how to use free resources and, resources in order to create a college list that can help your student maximize their odds of being accepted. So just wanted to, if we have any members watching this live stream right now, you know that you will be notified when these lessons are updated, so don't worry. But I just wanted to let you know that this is coming up for our members. And yeah, so I just talked about a lot of things, and I see that a lot of people are coming in and out on TikTok, so that's great. And we have a couple of questions from TikTok, so why don't we answer them? But before, I do see that Vicky Colon is saying hello from Puerto Rico. Hi Vicky, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us, and hope you are doing well. Remember, this is a live Q&A session, so if you have any questions for us, ask it in the comment section. So I see a question that we were asked earlier on TikTok, and people asked, when should you fill out the FAFSA? When should you fill out the FAFSA? When is the time or the date where students should fill out the FAFSA? And students and parents, because remember, the college admissions process is, a lot of responsibility is on the student, but when it comes to financial aid forms, especially, if the student is applying for the FAFSA or the CSS profile, if they're applying for the FAFSA as a dependent, a lot of the information that is going to go into the FAFSA application is going to be coming from the student's parents, right? Their guardians, the tax return information, income statements, etc. So the FAFSA should be a team effort. And, honestly, these forms should be mostly filled out by parents, because if the student, as I said, is applying as a dependent, a lot of this information comes from the parents, income, tax returns, etc. So just wanted to clarify that, because we do get a lot of parents saying, no, my student can fill it out. And the reason why, we don't necessarily recommend that students fill out the FAFSA on their own, especially if the student is a senior in their senior year of high school. When a student is in their senior year of high school, they have a lot of responsibilities. They have to, write college applications, fill out college applications, write college essays. Some of them have to continue to take standardized test scores, apply for scholarships, stay on top of their grades, stay on top of extracurriculars. So there's a lot of responsibilities already happening. If they have a part-time job, that's another responsibility. So, it's important that parents kind of help their students in this specific situation by maybe taking the load off and helping them fill out these forms. So the FAFSA, the question was, when should the FAFSA be filled out? This form should be filled out. So it always, the FAFSA is available every year on October 1st. October 1st, so that's when the FAFSA becomes available for students and parents. And, we always tell our students that this form should be filled out as soon as it comes out, should be sent in. The earlier, the better, because the FAFSA works in a first come, first served basis, which means that, the earlier the student and parents send in the application, the higher the chances of receiving the most financial aid and scholarships as possible. So it's always better to just fill it out, early, as soon as it comes out October 1st, and make sure that it is filled out correctly, that there are no mistakes, because if the student is applying early decision or if, early action, these forms should be filled out so the student kind of knows, how much financial aid a school could give to them. And, you want to avoid as much friction as possible throughout this process. So definitely, try to fill out these forms correctly. Try to avoid any mistakes when filling out financial aid forms. But yeah, it opens October 1st and it should be filled out as soon as possible. All right, so I see that Ahmad is asking a question. He's saying, what can you say about summer programs for high school students by American universities? And what kinds of summer programs do you recommend for international students? All right, so this is a great question, Ahmad. And, you mentioned that you are from Central Asia. So, you would be an international student, of course, if you wanted to study here in the United States. But yes, like you said, there is a lot of colleges and there are a lot of universities that do have summer programs for international students, or just summer programs for any student. I had friends who did summer programs for debate. I had a friend who did a theater summer program because she wanted to go into a conservatory, a performing arts conservatory. So she did a bunch of summer programs in schools in New York and in California. So yes, a lot of colleges and universities do offer summer programs. So what I do have to say is, sometimes these are worth it. Of course, colleges will look at these if you put them in your application, and they could help increase the chances of getting admitted. But of course, just by doing this, it doesn't mean that your chances are, immediately going to be super high, right? Colleges, they're going to care mostly about grades, about extracurriculars, if there are any, standardized test requirements. If you're international, some colleges do require students to take the TOEFL or take the SAT or ACT, depending on the school, depending on where the student is from. But the summer program is going to be an addition to everything else. It can help, but those other requirements do matter first, right? The grades, the extracurriculars, the results on, standardized test scores, depending on, where you're coming from and what the school requires of the international student. That being said, for summer programs, another thing that I definitely want to let you know is, if you are planning or thinking about doing a summer program in a school that you are interested in maybe attending one day, that you want to apply to by your senior year, is make sure that you look at your options and that you look at programs that offer scholarships. If you want to win scholarships, there's a lot of summer programs that do have scholarship programs within those summer programs. So you could do this program at a specific college and also get financial aid, not financial aid, but win a scholarship for it. So look if they offer any financial aid. Some of them can be quite pricey, so that's why a lot of students are kind of, turned off by these programs. So it all depends on the student doing well in these programs and, getting connections. It definitely won't hurt the student, especially, and it can also help an international student like you, Ahmad, because if you are unsure of a college, if you go and visit it and live there for maybe 2 weeks during the summer or a month and you really like it, it can help you decide, what, this is something that I really like. Or if you just want to get some credits in, maybe if there is a specific major that you want to study and you just want to do some sort of academic program that might help you get into a different school, this might help. It might help form some, connections, get some knowledge that will help you. And then you ask, what kinds of summer programs do I recommend? I can't tell you off the top of my head. There are ways to look up, which program. It depends on the student. It depends on, what you want. If, like I said, if there is a specific academic field you want to go into, there are summer programs for fields, for engineering, mathematics, the arts, or if you're just want to go into school and do different classes, there's stuff for that as well. So it depends on what you want and what you are looking for. But this was a great question, and as I said, there's a lot of information to be said about summer programs, but definitely it could help. 100%, yes, it can be something to add to your resume if you do complete a summer program, and especially if it's a summer program related to a major, right? If you want to maybe one day be a doctor and you go to a summer program that is for biology, for pre-med, where you are learning a lot of content, where you are kind of just, learning a lot of things. It's kind of like an internship in a way. You're kind of surrounded by this environment. It is something that you can talk about in college applications. It is something that you can definitely put in your college application, talk about in interviews, and use to show that you are really interested in a specific subject and could hopefully potentially help you increase your chances of getting admitted into a school. Alrighty. So great question, and thank you so much for asking that. Ahmad, if you haven't seen our free webinar, and anybody watching this, also our friends on TikTok, if you want to watch our free training called How We Dominated College Admissions in 6 Steps, it is this training will explains the 6 steps that my 3 brothers and myself did when we were in high school. Everything we did that helped us get accepted into college in the United States with full tuition scholarships, and basically with more than $600,000 in scholarships and financial aid for college. These 6 steps have helped thousands of students, plan for college, find the right college for them. And if you want to learn this information, and if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link below this video. If you're watching this on TikTok, go to the link in our bio and definitely check it out. All right. It looks like we don't have any other questions. I see that Ahmad is saying, thank you, I get it. Thank you, Ahmad, so much for your question. It was a great question. And I want to remind you all about our live stream weekly schedule. Today was our Monday live streams. We did Facebook and YouTube. Spanish, we had our live stream at 1 p.m. and we did our live stream in English right now at 3 p.m. And then tomorrow we are going to be going live again on Instagram and on TikTok, sorry. So if you're watching on TikTok, you'll see me again tomorrow, and I will be answering questions directly on the TikTok platform. And if you want to follow us on TikTok or on Instagram so that you don't miss out on these live streams, definitely follow us on these handles right here. This is basically our information, our handles for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Best College Aid USA. Follow us there so that you can you can connect with us and you can see all of our content. And I will see you again tomorrow, hopefully. My name is Laura Cantu. Thank you so much for watching. Ahmad, David, Susie for your questions on TikTok. Thank you so much. And I will see you again next week. Have a great one.